Okay, hello friends. This is your friend and host Harry Nakai. I welcome you all to our show. We have been introducing you with a lot of professionals in Edmonton City, like builders, lawyers, mortgage experts, insurance experts. But as you know, it's the time of taxation, and a lot of our viewers and audience want to inquire about taxation, and they want to file their personal taxes as well as business taxes. So, on your demand, we have called on our show Mr. Lavi Gadvani. He is an accountant, and I welcome Mr. Lavi on our show.
Thank you so much. I am humble, and first of all, I would like to thank all the viewers watching the show. Uh, it's my pleasure to be here.
I know that you are a very well-renowned accountant in the city. Before we start, I just want to know, like, for how long have you been working as an accountant, and when did you started your accountancy business and your firm? If you can let our audience know about that.
Sure.
Yeah.
We started 2014,
Mm-hmm.
and initially when we started in 2014, we were just part-time working, as in I had a full-time job.
Okay.
As well as I started the business. I was doing this part-time and focusing evenings and weekends and full day of work. But then slowly and steadily, after a period of a year, I moved into it full-time. Because wanted to set up a little bit of base and then move into doing accounting full-time.
So it's been, like you said, roughly 6 years now.
6 years, yes.
Right. So you might have a lot of clients who are like you are dealing with, especially in this city. So before we start, I want to know one more important thing, which is what kind of services are you offering? Are you offering personal taxes as well as business taxes, or there are other services also which you offer to our clients?
Absolutely. We offer services, personal taxes, all kinds of personal taxes, self-employed, sole proprietorships, and we also offer business taxes. So in businesses, we do bookkeeping, we do provide GST services, we do payroll taxes filing, we do corporate taxes, we start from incorporating the company, registering your business number, registering a GST number, setting up with CRA, setting up with WCB, setting up with Alberta government, and then filing your taxes. Now we have personal taxes deadline, so there's a lot of personal taxes we are filing at this point of time, and business taxes all over the year.
So we'll start with the first thing, which is personal taxes. Obviously, it's time of COVID-19, and I think government has extended the date for filing the taxes. Can you give a light on that? Like what kind of things that government has been providing, and what is the last date for filing the taxes as per the current scenario?
As per the current scenario, the government has extended to June 1st.
Okay.
But the government is also saying is if you're self-employed or which you can file it, if you file it even until September 1st, they won't charge you any penalties, they won't charge you any interest, which is a good thing, as in if you're late, they understand that at this point of time, not everyone is can go to the office or can file it. We are providing online services for our clients at the situation, so they can email us the documents. We are trying to help them at the same time help us to maintain the distance as well, because this is important to file the taxes. So that's why we have. So this year is only we have invented this online services that we are accepting by emails. We are taking Zoom calls, Zoom meetings. If they want to share a screen, show us documents, so that we can help them do the taxes as well as be safe.
And some benefits that has been offered by the government. I think there are some other benefits which government is offering, like those people who are not working or being affected by this, they are providing some $2,000 as a relief.
Absolutely.
Like, can you tell something about that also?
For sure.
Yeah.
Government is offering Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, which is $2,000 a month for someone who is not working due to COVID-19.
Uh-huh.
They're also offering to students. They're offering $1,250 to students.
That's wonderful.
And which is affected due to COVID-19 as well. Not only that, for businesses as well, they are offered so much benefits. Like they have offered rent subsidies. They've offered wage subsidies. They've been offering 40,000 loans to small businesses who are eligible. and they've also been offering other benefits to individuals as well.
So friends, see, there are so many things which government is offering, and some people don't even know about it because we are not aware of those things. So definitely, if you have any questions, you can directly talk to Mr. Gadvani. We'll provide you with his number also as well. And as you told me, Lavi, like you are also into filing of taxes of the business, and some people want to buy a new and old business, right? How can you help people when they're talking about business? They come to you and they want to buy a business. So do you think they should buy a new business or old business, or what kind of business or what kind of experience they need? Can you give a light on that also?
Sure.
Yeah.
When we want to buy a business, it can be a new setup or it can be an existing business you're buying. Obviously, the first thing you should be aware is obviously you have an experience in that business. If you have the experience in that industry, then that completely that business is for you. That's the first thing to be focused on. Second is we help them to analyze the numbers.
Okay.
Even if it's a new setup, we help them analyze that in that particular area. How much of a revenue can they generate? Obviously, it is an approximate number, but it gives an estimated idea to them that by the end of the 1 year or 2 years, this is what they're expecting from the business. Similarly, when they're buying an existing business, we do the due diligence for them. We tell them, we do the analysis of the previous financial statements to tell them that this is the worth of the business, and this is what I think you would be making at the end of the year. Obviously, an extra effort will make a little bit of change, but you should have an idea that this is what is happening.
So when we talk about this thing, like as you said, we are talking about the balance sheets, what you get from the existing business. How accurate are they? And when there somebody's planning to buy a business, does that make a difference of that balance sheet when they come to you and they show you like this is the balance sheet of that existing business? How accurate are they, and how do you guide them in that way?
That's what we do is we try to see the accuracy of the balance sheet as well. If the client is bringing us an income statement and balance sheet and saying this is what the existing business have been doing, we require additional documents to provide to prove that the numbers, especially our focus is on the sales part, that yes, the sales provided on the income statement is the exact numbers. There are ways to identify those, and that's what we do. We make sure we request additional documents. Without verifying them, we cannot even tell them that the numbers are
absolutely correct. Because it's too much technical, because there are so many things involved in buying a new business, right? The biggest thing which is involved in buying a business is money. So when we talk about money, how much money do you think a customer or a person needs to buy a business? One. Two, when it comes to bank, how much loan do you think the bank gives to a person, and how much money he needs to get that particular loan from the bank?
When we talk about the investment, investment in a business, we should always have 6 months working capital with us in hand, except for the amount they have to pay to buy the business. That can vary depending on the business. The working capital is very important for them to be supportive, so that they can go ahead and do the business for 6 months without being worried about the income coming in. When we talk about the banks have been really helpful, especially to the small businesses. They've been providing the financing, depending on the person in the business, between 70 to 90%.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So if an individual is getting 80%, just to keep it as an average, he still has to just put in 20%, but then except for the 20%, he should have a 6 months backup plan in hand.
Okay, so basically you mean to say like the profits, they should not be working on the profits right away from the business, yes, but the profit might come within 4 months or maybe 6 months, and they should have a backup plan so that they should run the business between that particular time, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because the idea is that your business can start with the boom maybe the first day, or maybe it takes 3 months. So we don't know the exact time period. So if you have a backup plan, you're not too worried about after opening the business that after a month, you're not saying that you've done something wrong. Because you know there's a backup and you will be successful. It just needs a little bit of time.
Absolutely. And how important do you think is the credit score nowadays? Because some people even don't know about what's their credit score. Credit score varies from one person to another person. Some people have more credit cards and their credit score is little less as compared to those people who have one or two credit cards, or maybe line of credit, or maybe other credit products which is available by the bank. So do you think that credit score affects that much once you have more liabilities, or how does that work?
Yes, credit score is really important. We all have to keep an eye on it always. Yes, it affects if you have more liabilities, saying that if you have cards and line of credits and it's to a maximum utilization, yes, it starts dropping your credit. Whereas, obviously, if we fail the payment or we miss a payment or a payment is into collections, credit score will be affected a lot. Sometimes what happens is, this is what my experience I've been seeing is, sometimes clients are not even aware that the credit score is really bad. Why? What has happened? There was a phone bill of few dollars left, and then no one has contacted them, and that has affected the score. It's always good for them to self-check the credit score, always keep a track if everything is going good. It's not that at the time of getting the lending or financing or a mortgage or anything like that they come to know they're far behind. And maintain the liabilities at the same time.
Absolutely, because based on that, bank is giving loans or other further credits, right?
Absolutely. The bank see how have you been following, like what kind of a person you are when it comes to lending. The credit score, they say it matters. What more matters is they check that have you failed a payment. If you have failed a payment so many times, the chances are you'll fail the mortgage payment.
Absolutely.
Because that's the way you are that type of person, irrespective that you are not aware of it. So you have to be careful about the score as well as what is happening on terms of liabilities with you.
Absolutely. See, my customers, all the audience, I would like to tell you, these are very important questions which we are asking Mr. Gadvani, because a lot of you have planned to buy a business. A lot of you are now in the process of filing taxes. Definitely you can approach Mr. Gadvani for the same. And one important thing which I came to know while I was discussing with one of my friend itself, he was talking about the brackets of taxation. Every individual has a different tax bracket based on his income. How does that bracket works? What is the the bracket like 40,000, 30,000, 50,000? Like what is the minimum bracket and goes to the highest bracket? If you can put that guidance also.
Sure. The first bracket falls between $47,000 to $48,000.
Okay.
Until that bracket, the total taxes are 25%, saying federal is 15% and Alberta charges 10%. But we have a cap rate, as in the first $13,000, I would say, in federally they don't charge taxes. And similarly, if you're in Alberta and you have income up to $19,000, there are no Alberta taxes. But when we move into the second bracket, so it moves it from 48,000 to 95,000. Similar to that bracket, they charge 30.5%.
Okay.
From 25, it goes to 30.5. Similarly, from 30.5, it goes to 32. To the third, it goes to 36, and then 40%. So it goes up to the 40% mark.
So that's the maximum bracket,
Yes.
40%?
Yes.
Okay. And see, this is something which most of us don't know about it, right? When we go to definitely most of us, I'll say, we have knowledge, but everybody, like somebody is an employee, somebody is doing business, so we should be aware of what kind of taxes we are filing. And there is another question. Some people ask us that we get money back from the government when we are filing taxes. What is the criteria of that money back? What money back they are getting actually from the government once they are filing the taxes? Because obviously they are showing their income, they are showing their bills, they are showing their utility bills and stuff like that. So in that terms, what do you think? What is required when they come to you for filing the taxes?
It is a very, very interesting question.
Yeah.
I face this every year. I'll share this with you. Is what happens is, if one person gets a refund, they say, my friend has got an X amount. Why am I not getting that X amount? Every individual is different. Every individual filing and scenario is different. There is no way that if you both are at the same, everything is same, and one should get more money than the other. No, it's not possible. So when someone tells us that the person's getting more refund and I'm not, it is a different scenario. What are the different scenarios? Just we can quickly say cover is, there might be the person is married and the wife is not working. So if the wife has no income, you get the credit of that into your taxes and you're getting a refund. You might pay childcare expenses, like daycare expenses for your child. That helps you get a refund. You might contribute, you do donations, you have medical expenses. You have parents above 65 who are permanent here, they're dependent on you, you get a credit. So there are various credits you get to get a refund. So if someone's getting a refund, there is a credit applied to it.
So that does not mean that if two people are employee of the same company with the same package will have the same refund. It will be definitely different as per the home situation.
Absolutely. There should not be same until unless the home situation is same. If not, then it can be different. It can be very different. Someone's getting 5,000, someone's getting 200.
Yeah.
It is possible depending on what they have. If they do, like someone does RRSP contributions, you get benefits depending on the bracket you are in. And the other person with the same income doesn't do RRSP contribution, they won't get the refund.
And even the RRSP contributions are also done by some companies also in which they are working. Does that also benefits them in the tax bracket?
That does.
Okay.
Again, what happens is they take the benefit depending on what the company is offering them with the RRSPs. They do get a benefit on that too.
Oh, perfect. So, see, there are so many questions which Mr. Gadvani has answered, and definitely, if you have more questions, you can definitely contact him. We'll give you his reference number too as well. And one thing, Mr. Gadvani, any kind of advice you would like to give to our audience before, like because of this taxation season? Any particular advice you want to give which can be beneficial for them?
Sure. When we talk about, especially this time is we will be the personal taxes. Make sure you file before the deadline. Make sure you have all your documents with you ready before you go filing, because what happens in situations is that you are missing some document while you're filing, then you don't take the credit. Like I said, you can claim donation, you can claim RSP. Make sure you have all the documents. You take the right advice before filing. What can you do? You can plan your taxes. If something is coming payable this year, you can definitely help yourself to invest to something to make sure that next year it is better for you. So you plan it, it is important.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lavi, and definitely we'll be bringing you again on our show, and we'll talk more about taxation and accounting as we get more questions from our audience. And thank you very much for coming to our show.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be
Nice
here.
to meet you. Thank
Same
you.
here.
Yeah.